97.9, 105.5, KISS FM. It is Listen, It's Liz, and it is Stop Stroke September with our friends at Slocum Dickson Medical Group. And we are going red for the entire month of September with our friends at the American Stroke Association. And we have some amazing ladies I have gotten the pleasure of meeting. And I'm so excited to introduce you all to Amber. Good morning. How are we?
Hello, I'm good.
Yeah. Let's, I guess, start at the beginning for you. What happened to you exactly?
So it was June 2020, and I woke up like a normal day to do a workout. And as soon as I got up, I realized that something was wrong because everything was kind of off kilter, and I felt very dizzy. And so I woke up my husband, and he got me a glass of water. And when I tried to take a sip of the water, I realized that I couldn't swallow. And so that's when I started to really panic. And so we called an ambulance, and they thought that maybe I was having some Bell's palsy because they were having Nick do some of the stroke exercises, like holding my hands out and seeing if they were level or not. And so because it was kind of like right when COVID started, Nick couldn't come with me to the hospital. Right. And so once I got to the hospital, they did a CT scan, and then I started losing the ability to move my right side. And so I was kind of out of it, and it was tough because Nick wasn't there, and so he was having trouble getting information and what was going on. Yeah. And so the hospital had to call him, and he had to give them permission to give me a dose of TPA, which we used to break the clot. And I just remember kind of dozing off, and I just remember waking up and like my arm and my leg were moved. Okay. And so that's when I realized, like, okay, I have movement back in my right side. But I had to have a procedure done to they broke up the clot, but they also had to kind of like get remnants of it. And so I was in the ICU for 2 days after that, and then I went next door to an resident rehab facility for a week. After that.
Wow. And did you have anything that was like high blood pressure? Was there any signs prior?
No. So I kind of consider myself like pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I
well,
like
even
to
you
work
said
out.
You worked out. Yeah.
I like to eat healthy. And so it was kind of a shock. But when I finally, it was like 11 p.m. that night when my husband was able to get to talk to me, he called and they transferred him over to my room, and he said, "Do you know what happened?" And I said, "I think the doctor said that I had a stroke." But it was hard to kind of comprehend because I didn't know that was even something that I was at risk of.
Right.
So it was a shock that was what happened.
Yeah. And I think with stroke, there's so many reasons why, and there's so many different symptoms too, and for everybody it's different. And for you, like, obviously you kind of went into like the fog of and you were like, I don't necessarily understand how I'm feeling, right? And then to go in with it being COVID and having to be alone in that state, it's got to be something totally different. But for you now, since then, what has been like some of your changes? Like, what have you done since then?
So I had to immediately go off of birth control. Okay. And so what happened, the clot formed from my birth control pills. And then unbeknownst to me, I had a hole in my heart. And then that's what the clot traveled through the hole in my heart, which caused the stroke. So after I got home, I had to have a procedure to repair the hole in my heart. And then my doctor was Dr. Brayhout. He basically told me that I'm in good health. They found the cause. We took care of the cause. And so it would be very rare that I should have like a repeat stroke. But so once I had that hole repaired, I kind of just had to take it easy and take my time getting back to, I didn't have a lot of energy for a while. Right. And just kind of work myself back up to where I was before.
Yeah. And I think people always maybe just would think, well, I'm healthy.
Right.
It could never happen to me.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is definitely learning the warning signs and acting as fast as you can. Right.
Yes.
And so FAST is the acronym that we are going to repeat every single time I can this month. Basically, face dropping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, time to call 911. I mean, it's obviously some of the most important things that if you notice something is happening, make sure you're getting yourself where you got to go.
Right.
Yeah, because time is of the essence. And I guess what would be your biggest advice this month? Like something that if anybody could take anything away from your story, what would it be?
I guess I would say know the side effects of the medications that you're on. And just like you said, be aware of what FAST stands for. And if you see any of those types of symptoms, and also, I didn't really have those symptoms at first. Mine was extreme dizziness and almost like feeling like vertigo.
Yeah.
And so just the fact that I realized something's wrong, and the fact that once I realized I couldn't swallow, and that was one of the symptoms as well.
Your symptoms aren't necessarily the FAST. That is like, so yeah, they could be anything. And so it's so important to know your body.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Know your body and know what feels off, what doesn't, what's normal, like what's abnormal.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more, make sure that you are following along to these stories. Make sure you're following cmykiss.com. We're going to have all of them up there. Amber's full video will be there with her interview and whatnot. But I do appreciate you wanting to come on and talk about this because it is so important, right?
Yes. Thank you for having me. I know I do want to help, bring awareness and spread the word, and also, just let people know that you can come back from this too. I'm fully better now.
right. It's silly. It feels silly to say it, but no, you're better now, and you're feeling good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's, as we want to have everybody be healthy, and that's like the ultimate, at the end of the day, as long as you're healthy, they always say that is like one of the best things.
Right, yeah. And it's something that, I guess sometimes we take for granted. And it's just, a blessing that I'm able to be here and that I am fully recovered and back to work and doing my daily activities and, here for my kids and my husband. So I am very thankful.
Yeah, and it's something that is so important to make sure you're taking care of you, so you can take care of everybody that you love and be a part of that and be here for a long time.
Yes.
That is what it's about. So if you want more details, make sure you're heading on over to cmykiss.com. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it. And follow along right here on Kiss FM.